What's the best thing you think you can dip fries on? Mayonnaise? Ketchup? Nah, forget about it. It's Bearnaise sauce, baby. I made these as a literal taster for a new series I'm going to start called Steakhome, where I show you how to make some of the best sides, sauces, and desserts from steakhouses. Because for me, what makes or breaks a proper steakhouse is everything that they serve with the steaks, rather than just the steaks themselves, usually. So this is a really simple preparation. Steakhouse fries and Bearnaise sauce. I just so happen to combine the two of them to show you how fucking delicious they are. I'm going to show you how to make the crispiest on the outside, fluffiest on the inside French fries, like these bad boys. And how to make Bearnaise sauce in just a bowl. Very easy, very simple, and you don't need any food processor shenanigans to make it. Rolling with the food. So should you use clarified butter for Bearnaise sauce or not? I do, but you don't have to. The reason I use it is because there's slightly less chance that the sauce will split. For this recipe, I used half a pound or 216 grams of unsalted butter. Melted it on a very low heat and then skimmed off the milky part at the top. By all means, skip this step if you want. In a medium-low heat pan, I'm just lightly toasting some cracked black peppercorns while I remove the tarragon leaves off the stems. Then add 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar and reduce that down to about half while you chop the tarragon leaves. If you can't find fresh tarragon, by all means use dried tarragon. It is one of the dry herbs that I would say is a fairly decent substitute for fresh. Once the vinegar is reduced by half, add the tarragon. Separate 2 yolks from their whites and add to a metal bowl, then whisk into a liquid, and now start to slowly incorporate some of that clarified butter. Just a little bit at a time, and after every addition, just hold it over the very lowest setting on your burner or stovetop for a mere few seconds. Keep repeating these steps until you have a thicker looking kind of hollandaise sauce. The half a pound of unsalted butter / 216 grams and the 2 egg yolks should be just enough to make a nice textured hollandaise. This isn't even a hollandaise, this is just an emulsification at this point. An emulsion, sorry. Remember that no matter how thick it's starting to look, we're going to be adding that tarragon red wine vinegar reduction to it to thin it out and make it more saucy. But I'm basically showing you this in real time without very many edits to show you just how little time you spend over the top of that burner. Less is more. Remember that. You can always add it back to the burner, but what it's doing each time is it's kind of thickening the mixture up a bit. And you see how lovely and thin it, like pourable it is now. I'm just warming it up a bit more as well. I'm going to sit it to the side while I prepare the rest of the fries, which I'm going to show you in the very next chapter. Finish that baby off with some salt. Et voila, you have a beautiful house-made Bearnaise sauce in a matter of a couple of minutes with a simple metal bowl. Now, if you want to keep it warm while you do your fries, have a little pan of water on the stove at the absolute lowest setting. And if you don't plan on making the fries anytime soon, then don't use that method at all. You can use it a little bit later on to bring the sauce back up. But sitting on top of your oven, it should just stay pourable and delicious. If you want to, you can fully peel your potatoes or even leave the skins fully on. I go somewhere in between and just cut off like 4 sides of the potato. Then I'll cut them into roughly 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter rectangle oblongs, if you will. Nice, thick, chunky tatas. I also choose to cut the very ends off some of them because they were a little bit more knobbly and corroded than I desired. Add 2 tablespoons of white vinegar and 2 tablespoons of kosher salt to 2 quarts of boiling water, and then throw in your potatoes. These are going to boil for a good 12 minutes on high heat. The vinegar does loads of sciencey stuff and basically prevents the potatoes from becoming mushy and exploding. It helps them keep their structure, basically. It also adds a little bit of residual acidity to the taste of them as well. You can test whether they're done or not by sticking in a small paring knife, and if they fall off easily, you can strain them and put them on a tray to cool down while you add 1 quart of your chosen neutral frying oil. I'm using canola. Then for the first fry, get your oil to 370 to 375 degrees. It's going to drop by about 25 or more degrees as these room temperature potatoes go in there. And then just fry them in that for 7 7 to 8-ish minutes. This is the actual cooking portion of the potato. This is when we're fully cooking them. The next time we fry them is purely just to crisp them up. You see how the temperatures come down to 290 degrees now. A link to my thermometer will be in the description as always. These again are going to cool down to room while the oil comes back up to 400 degrees. And once it's there, you're going to throw the potatoes in just till they're lovely brown and crispy. As you can see, it has dropped by that many degrees, 25 degrees, so 375 degrees is what they're actually crisping up on. Just here getting some Maldon sea salt ready, you must salt anything you fry immediately as it comes out of the oil. This helps the salt to kind of melt into the fries rather than doing it a little bit later, like right before you're serving it, for instance. And boom, fries are done. Crispy on the outside and fluffy on the inside like an armadillo. I actually threw a little bit of fresh chopped parsley onto mine and then served them up with the Bearnaise sauce. I do hope you try at least one or the other of these things, but I do really urge you to try them together. It's no secret that eggs and potatoes were basically made for each other, and this little snack gives you the perfect taste of a steakhouse without necessarily even needing a steak, to be honest. Let me know in the comments where you would like to see this series go and what steakhouse accoutrement you'd like to see me cover on the channel. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, but the 3 things that can really help me out at this stage are liking the video, leaving a comment, and or sharing it. Thanks for watching this. I'll see you next time.